Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kara here with another Exos Heroes video. And in today's video, I want to talk about what to do in the beginning of the game. There's a lot of people trying to get into this game, very overwhelming. I do get a lot of very common repeated questions in my YouTube comments a lot. So I wanted to take a moment and address a lot of the important things to do when you're first starting to play Exos Heroes. With that, let's start with the first tip. First tip is going to be, where do you go when you first want to play the game? It's going to be the campaign. That's actually, like, everyone does this, doesn't matter what you do. You're always going to want to start with the campaign. This is what it's going to look like. You're just going to be anything story related wise is just going to be all throughout here. This is going to be a good way to collect Zess. You'll realize it's going to be a very useful resource. I wouldn't really bother with 3-starring everything unless it's just kind of easy. Eventually, you can always go back, and that's a big thing. Is people don't realize is you can just go back and do it. You don't need to really min-max it. I would recommend doing that when you have better characters later on. You don't really need to do it too later on, but I would just be pushing the story as fast as possible because your actual daily grind is going to be in the challenges here, and a lot of the things in the game don't unlock until you progress through the story. So you're always going to be wanting to progress through the story as much as possible. Is you're going to want to make sure you use these levy stones as much as possible as well, because these do not regenerate if you're capped. So you want to, the campaign can be done whenever you want. So the priority is going to be getting rid of these levy stones and then doing the campaign afterwards. And how you can get rid of them is just through the explorations. You can do it, explore with Liffy. You can log out of the game and then it will automatically do it that way. Also, you'll see these bosses that you can fight. I don't really have one here, but you'll see bosses out there that you can fight and cost levy stones to battle them. So I would definitely take advantage of the generation you get, the passive generation you get before going into the campaign. That's like really small min-maxing, so it's really not that big of a deal. You can just really go through the campaign as much as you want. But just kind of nice to know that it's a thing. So then the next tip is going to be after you progress through the campaign a bit, there's going to be a time where you can start to pull your characters. And in your very first pull, and this is the only time you can ever do this in the game, is going to be you get to re-roll your pulls. So here, let me actually go to the right spot. So it's going to be in recruit here. You're going to get one 10-pull recruit, and you can just keep re-rolling it over and over and over again. And then there's going to be certain characters that are possible to get. Certain characters that are impossible. So like here, let me try to break this down. So how it works is you'll be able to roll for, it's that first pull will either be a faded character, one of these gold ones here, or it could be a legendary character. You're going to want to keep re-rolling to at least you get a faded character. So these first 5 characters, Garf, Rachel, Bathory, Shufrakan, and Janai are all very good characters, but they're literally impossible to get with that first selector pull. So avoid trying to roll for them. A lot of people want, like, oh, Bathory is like the best character, so I'm just going to keep rolling for them. And they waste like multiple hours rolling for her. Or, Shufrakan, whatever, or Rachel. The characters you can get are all these ones here from Rudely all the way down to Chadi. And then from there, which characters do I think are worth pulling for? And from my perspective, I think there's 3 characters that are worth it. A lot of the earlier guides when the game first came out are going to say Anastasia as the best character to get. But me personally, I think it's down between Rudely and Baraka. Yes, Anastasia is a good character, good healer. I think maybe another consideration would be Bernadette, but I think the main consideration should be Baraka and Rudely. And then between these two, Rudely is a more character that does, that has less attack but more defense and counters, and then has really hard-hitting moves for 525% damage and 750% damage. Whereas Brock is more of like an assassin, a little bit squishier, but hits harder from an attack perspective. Rudely's going to hit harder overall. But that's kind of like how the characters are. Is you'll see that there's different types of like classes of characters. Like counter characters are kind of like the beefier ones that do damage, whereas characters like Baraka are going to be like the assassins that can that have more attack, less defense, and are faster. So it's kind of up to you on which one you like more. Me personally, I really like Rudely. I think he's sweet. I actually like them both. I use Baraka and Rudely almost equally. I think it's a total coin flip, and I'm not really going to choose between the. For me personally, I chose Anastasia. I was going with the advice of the time, and I think that was good advice. You end up getting a rare character in Kaya that is guaranteed on your account. So that's why I don't think Anastasia is worth it. I would recommend getting, Rudely or Baraka because they fill it's hard to replace these characters where it's pretty easy to replace Anastasia, especially in the beginning. Yes, Anastasia, you can, argue is better than Kaya, but Kaya is very good as a healer versus there's really no legendary or rare characters that even come close to Baraka or Rudley. Let's get on to the next tip. Okay, and then for the next tip, let's talk about how to recruit characters. Let's break down the differences between each one, and then we'll talk about what the best one is for you. The first one is going to just be the free recruit. This is just, very typical in these games where they're going to give you something for free. It's really, I don't think I've ever seen anything good come from this. Usually it's just going to be like a common or an uncommon character that you get for free every 8 hours. Then next is going to be, these are going to be the ones that you're going to really have to choose between. First one is going to be premium recruit. This is the most generic of them. No character has increased rates. It's just going to be each character is, this is how rare they are normally. And then the ways to pull are going to be either 100 gems for the first time. That's like your one time a day. You get, you can also pull one time for 70 zest, or you could pull 11 times for 700, and that's going to be your best deal. If you save up to 700 and pull from there, then you're getting not only an extra character, you're getting a guaranteed legendary hero, and you're getting a Moo. So and Moo is, we'll talk about later on what they do for you. That's going to be your best deal. And then lastly, in this bottom left corner here, you're going to see like high grade mileage and fate mileage. And what this means for you is that after a certain amount of pulls, you're guaranteed either a random fated character here for 100 pulls, or you're guaranteed a random rare to legendary character here, or recruiting any two-star or 3-star hero. Yeah, and so then that's what these mileages do for you. Those a little extra in there, the more you pull. This is going to be something that's a little confusing, which is the top banner. See how it's a specific character, and this is going to change. Even like if you're watching this video, later, weeks later, you're going to probably see a different character here. But what this is for a week, they increase the rates of a character. So as you saw, the rates here are for her, it's 0.0192% of the time you can pull her. But if you go to the Fate Core increased rates, then if you happen to pull a Fate Core character, it's a 0.5% chance. So a massive increase. Even though, yes, it's very rare, it's still a massive increase in the rates for pulling that specific character. Then you'll look down here, then there's actually a core mileage specifically for this character if you pull 28 times. And then that's going to change based on the character. There's going to be certain ones that are 19 pulls, and then you can get the core mileage for them, or 28. And in this case, it's a blue and gold are 28, and then black ones are 19. And then maybe in the future, there's going to be different types that are not released yet, but that's how they work currently. And then how it normally works is these are only going to exist for the new character. So this is a brand new character that comes out. It's only going to last for 1 week. And then you can do something very similar to Premium Recruit, but it's the increased Fate Core chance or increased rates for a Fate Core added on. These are going to be absolutely the best bang for your buck in the game when it comes to actually pulling. Notice how they make it to where you have to pull, the 700. They don't give you anything extra, and it's a very limited time. As you're seeing, 15 hours here. Normally, it's going to be, like I said earlier, 7 days is how long this is going to last for. These are going to be the things you're really going to be looking at the most, especially if you're free to play or a light spender. These are going to be the things you're going to want to look for and wait for a good one, and really look at what the community's saying, look at your roster, and really try to gauge, is this the one worth pulling for? And the big thing when it comes to these is you're only going to want to pull for them if you can actually go to pity on them, because it's still, even though it's an increased rates, it's still going to be very low rates, as you saw, 0.5% in her case. And then lastly, when it comes to pulling, this is going to be the scary one. This is the stringer creation. So as you can see from the list of this, think of this as like a box of cards, and you're guaranteed all these cards in the box, and you get to pull only, 10 cards at a time. And eventually you'll whittle the box down to pull one of these characters. But there's a lot of garbage in here. You don't get any guaranteed legendaries. You don't get any moves. You're getting, you can really get screwed on these, but you will eventually get the chance to get really good characters from this. For example, Fate Core Rachel, amazing character. I've already gone through the string, but Fate Core Bathory is a very popular string. Also, fake core rudely is a very popular string, and these are going to be potentially a lot of zest for you, or potentially very little if you get lucky. But these are going to be ways to absolutely guarantee you're going to eventually get this one character, but it's going to take a ton of zest. So deciding between these is going to really come down to where your account's at, what you're looking for, and how much you're willing to spend. But the thing I can really recommend for sure for everyone is that the fake core increased chance is always going to be the best deal, but the character might not always be the best. So be sure to check out if that character is worth it. If the character is really good, then absolutely. And you're looking to pull, you have the zest for it, go for it. That's going to be your best deal in the game. Okay, and with that, let's go on to the next tip. And since we're talking about fake cores, I figured let's break down what a fake core is. If you look at the journal here, it's going to be kind of confusing because you're going to see faded characters, you're going to see legendaries, you're going to see, rares, magical climb, and you'd be like, okay, faded are the best characters in the game. But that's not necessarily true, because how it works is fake cores, like the lore explanation of these is that it's the similar characters, but a different, like an alternate reality of these versions of them. And fake cores are going to be the real, like, premium characters in this game. As you saw from the polls, how it's always going to be for a fake core, and there's many benefits for a fake core that you want to take notice to. So, for example, whenever you're looking at a fake core, the big thing is, like, for example, here's this character, the Anastasia that we talked about earlier, as a potential character to start your account with. Here, let's unequip the fake core, and then let's have her look like normal. So this is what you would normally have if you had Anastasia. Her moves are going to be, very, this is her standard moves. If you looked in the journal, these are going to be your exact moves. This is what she is. So if you happen to pull the fake core version of her, what would happen is you're going to she's going to look like this, and then her moves are going to be way different. See how there's a whole bunch of added on there? So that's the potential changes with a fake core. And how fake cores, it is always going to vary between fake core to fake core, how much it's going to change, what the moves do. Sometimes the moves completely change. In this case scenario, the moves are the same. They just added on to the passive. It's going to be very situational. But there's a couple things that every fake core gets that no other characters get in the game that make them just base, even if there's not that much of a change, they're always going to be a better character. So what you can do is you can go, let me go through the normal way, go to fake core. And then you can go to manage fake core here. And then as you can see that there's a couple, extra numbers here that only exist for fake cores. So let's go to this one here. Let's just go here. And what you can do is there's fusions, and then there's going to be enhance. Fusions are when you actually get two of the same fake core. If you ever pull two, you can fuse them. And enhancing is with the moves I was talking about. So see how I can put a moo on this character. This is what moves are for. A lot of people ask me what moves are for. This is what they're for. Is for fake cores, you use the moo to enhance the fake core. And in the beginning, when it's a 70% chance it takes 30k gold. It's a very expensive way of upgrading your characters. But this is like the late game. These are the best characters in the game. This is how you're going to upgrade them. Then eventually, that percentage gets lower and lower, but the amount of increase per move gets higher and higher. And you can go up to 30 times. You can upgrade them 30 times. Even the biggest whales in this game are not even close to 30 times. I think the highest I've ever seen is plus 20 on a character. But you get a lot of potential stat gains from increasing your fake core. And fake cores are the only characters that get this. That's why even characters that look very similar, it's like, the fake core version of them is better. It's because they're taking into account that character can be upgraded by moves, whereas other ones can't. Like, for example, Rachel is a very the kit is very similar between the fake core version and the non-fake core version. There is a difference in the passive that is substantial, but the kit is very similar. But when you have a fake core Rachel, you'll be able to increase his stats with the moves and he'll do more damage. So that's what the main benefit of a fake core is. It's going to be an improved kit usually. Like, there's never really a worse kit when it comes to a fake core, and they have more ways of increasing them. Next way of increasing them is going to be the fusions. Let's talk about that really quick. So managing the character here, as you can see, there's a 1 here. Like, so 1, 1, or a 2. That means it's been fused multiple times. So here's Xeon. This was like the main character to get in the beginning of the game. Let's talk about what a fused version of him does. So when I fused him, here's all the stats that you gain when you can fuse a character. Actually, let's go to one that's not fused. So this Rachel here, we got the +4 moves on there. And then if I wanted to fuse them, then when you actually go for the fusion, you get a chance for each one of these rolls. It rolls different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 different rolls happen at the same time. Then you get a random chance for your critical hit. It's going to be anywhere from 41 to 72. Your dodge rate is going to be anywhere from 2.7 to 3.6. So you got to get pretty lucky with your roll. And then as you fuse them, what ends up happening is, like, let's go to this character here that was already fused once. So you saw what the base potential was, and then let's look how good we rolled on the first fusion. So we ended up getting almost max attack speed. We got 3.58. It could the best it could possibly be is 3.6. And then when it comes to hit rating, I got 5.03. Could be a lot better. So or block, for example, I rolled 64 out of 72. So rolled pretty well. Dodge was on the low end of 2.13, for example. But as you can see here, the attack one rolled really high, and it can actually roll worse. So what you can do is lock it, and then the next time, if I happen to get lucky and pull another Xeon, I can lock this and fuse them. Then I'll guarantee my attack speed stays a very high roll, and then everything else is guaranteed to go up a little bit. It could go up, the defense, for example, can go up just to 156, or it can go all the way up to 191. So that's how fusions work. And you can go up to fusions up to 5 times. That's the maximum amount of fusions you can do on a character. So I wanted to break that down on what exactly a fake core is, how to upgrade them, what the benefits of them are. Very important to know, because when you can't really, you have to go into this special place in the game to see them. Whereas you would think it would just be in journal. Like usually rarities are very linear. Whereas in this game, it's, faded, legendary, rare, magical, common, but the actual really top tier characters are going to be your fake core characters most of the time. Yeah, and then yes, there's absolutely a lot of very good, just pure faded characters that are not fake core, but that are still very good. For example, Garf, Rachel, Bathory, like Rudely, so many characters that are still very good without a fake core, but the fake cores most of the time are going to be the absolute best and the characters you're going to want to pull for the most. So with that, let's get on to the next tip. Next tip, let's talk about all your dailies. What are you going to be doing every single day? And the first thing is going to be your daily quest. This is just going to be you running around. It's going to kind of guide you. You can click it. It's going to automatically take you around, and then you do certain activities like you gather stuff, whatever. It's just all kind of theme based. So it's very easy. You can do it from the beginning, and you're going to gain polished materials. You're going to gain XP books. You're going to gain Zest. But the most important thing you're going to gain is going to be progress to leveling up your character. And so what that's going to do is it's, not only are you leveling up your character, you're getting all these rewards you're going to want every single day, but it's going to progress you for this right here. These there's login time, and then there's account level rewards. And as you see here, as you level up your account, you're getting Zest here. And then when you hit level 55, you mean level 50, level 45 even, you're getting a ton of Zest here. It's absolutely totally worth it. The only way to level your account up is going to be through your daily quests. Absolutely make sure you're doing those. Then since we're here on this page, when you're in the world, or when you click, not world, but when you click on the town, doesn't matter where you're at, but on the town, you're going to get these options here. You're going to want to make sure you do your daily tournament and your hero challenge every single day to get those rewards. The daily tournament, where it's going to be the top players in the game. You're going to just guess on who you think is going to win. And you get actually a lot of really good rewards here for doing this. And they go through a bracket. It's kind of like March Madness style, but you do it every single day, and then eventually at the end of the week, they're gonna figure out a winner. But by the end, so for example, I haven't seen this, so I guessed these 3 are gonna win, and then I guessed this person was going to win, but after done, ended up winning. So at least I think I did. I'm not sure. Oh no, I was right. Okay, I picked him too. Okay. But then, for example, today I picked Spike, and then I also picked Queenie here to win for tomorrow. And then what you gain for a win is you get like 10K gold, and then you get prediction success point rewards. And then what happens is the more you get right, the better the rewards get here. Then eventually by the end of it, the rewards are getting really good. As you can see by the rewards here, these are the prediction points. So for example, I've predicted 4 right so far. I missed a day. So these top ones I potentially could have been up to 8. And then I would have got 100 zest. That's really good. Then as you start to predict more and more, you can get, 20 zest. You can get, this stuff right here. You can end up getting 200 of these dragon materials. This gives you a couple rolls for fated weapons. 20 of this stuff gets you rolls for fated gear. Every 5 of these, you get a roll for fated gear. We'll talk about that later. Then over here, you get more zest, but this takes very accurate predictions to get these really high ones. Normally, you're going to probably be in this 12 to 10 range unless you're just really good at picking. But it's all free rewards, so you might as well just take advantage. It doesn't get free near the end here. It's going to cost you these solar seals, and then only worth it at the very end here to waste or spend the 10 solar seals if you're close to actually getting a good reward. Like if you're really doing bad and you need to be perfect on your way out through here, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're one pick away from getting 100 zest, you might as well take the shot there, because I would totally trade 100 solar seals for 100 zest all the time. Zest is going to be your most valuable resource, so make sure you try to take advantage. So those are going to be the things you're going to want to do daily here. Next, the main thing you're going to want to do daily after the daily quest here is going to be your challenges. And your challenges are going to change every single day. There's sheets out there that tell you what day is what. Essentially, it's Monday's fire, Tuesday's frost, Wednesday's nature, Thursday's machine, Friday and Saturday are just kind of everything, and then Sunday is light and dark. So you're gonna see these challenges, and then you can go to the challenge, for example, and then I'm just trying to give you an idea of what to expect here. But you're gonna want to go all the way up, and as you can see, I only have frost characters in here because today's frost. And then your goal is to eventually work your way up to the special dungeons, because the special ones are going to get you these things here. These Star Fates. Star Fates are you can roll for fated gear, and that's pretty much the name of the game, is equipping all your characters with as much fated gear as possible. So that's why these challenges are good. Also, just the pure rewards you get from these. Experience totem. This is how you're going to level up your characters. You're going to take these tomes and use them, or these scrolls, to use them on your characters to level them up. Right here for the Spirit Sanctum, these are going to, for enhancing your characters, you're going to get this stuff here. Ancient Golem is going to be where you get gold. The Solar Trade route is going to, for polished materials, to upgrade actually level up your weapons. And then Lunar is going to be the actually make the weapons go up from 30 to 40 or 40 to 50. Blessing is going to help bless your characters up to maximizing their level cap. And then lastly, Shelter of Avarice is going to give you these tokens that you can use to roll your fated gear, to change the typing of your fated gear, and also give you more gold. That's what you're going to really want to focus every single day on. You get a recharge of this. You get these 3 to recharge at noon my time. That could change, based on your time zone. But for me, it's noon my time. The whole thing resets, and right at reset is when you're going to be able to do this all over again. But the day's going to change based on the typing. And then last little thing I want to talk about is this. If you ever see Broken Airship, how you get this, it's going to be right here. You can click it, and once you see it, the way you can activate the Broken Airship to come through is by just clicking finish your daily quests, and then it will appear on the map. Once you finish the daily quest, that's a very common question, so I figured out how to address it. Finish your daily quests, Broken Airship will appear on the map, and then click on that, and then you're good to go. Okay, so that's pretty much addressing what to do daily. Now let's go on to the next tip. So next, let's talk about what does it require to level up a character. Okay, so this is gonna be a couple tips into one. We're gonna be talking about enhancing, blessing, transcending, and leveling. This is gonna be how to level up your heroes. This is gonna be the process for doing that really quick. First thing is going to be each tier of rarity starts at a certain star level. For example, let's go to the journal is the best way to explain this, I think. Commons start at 1 star, magical start at 2, rare start at 3, legendaries 4, fated's 5. Okay, nothing starts at 6. So then from there, the limitation is going to be the max level that they can have. So for example, a 5-star can only go up to level 75, a legendary can go up to 60, rare can go up to 45, magical 30, I believe, and then common 15. How do we get them to the next star level so we can actually, get a higher level. Like that's going to be the point of this. And how we do that is through enhancing and then blessing. And there's tiers for this. And then as you go up in the star levels, the more gold and resources it's going to require. So for example, if I wanted to take and you need to have a max level of their respective level to be able to start the enhance and then bless process. So we take a 3-star here. Notice how these are magical characters that are now 3-star. It's because I enhanced and blessed them, then leveled them up from 30 to 45. Here, if I want to take this character from 3-star to 4-star, what I would do is I'm going to enhance them. And how you enhance them is going to either be through, there's like specific tokens you get from the Spirit Sanctum, or you could take other characters. When you use another character, they're essentially being counted as that spirit token. And he's a nature character, and you get bonuses based on if you have the right affinity. For example, if you have a 2-star, it's going to be 50%. But if I had a 2-star nature, then it'd be 55%. If you match the same star level, it's going to be 100%. That's why even though this guy is a nature character, it's not going to be like 105%. That would be dumb. And that's why it's just 100%, even though it's the same typing. And then what you do is you could take these 5, for example, and then you can enhance them. It costs gold, and the gold amount is going to go up based on what your star level is. So then now we just enhance them 5 times. And then that's one thing I don't think I mentioned is it's 5 enhances is max per star tier. So this is a 3-star. So 5 enhances. Now see how it says max? Then you can bless them here, and then now I can go up to 60 because we're going to be blessing them up to 4-star. And then here, I don't have enough gold for this because it's this, and then I'm going to need to craft this. That's going to take gold. That's what it's going to take to level up characters. And then that's going to scale based on what star level. So then now let's go to a character that is 4-star, and you'll be able to see the difference. So this character here is the max level, 60, 4-star. We go to enhance. If I try to do a 3-star, see how it's 55% because it's a fire, but now it's a lesser star level. If I go here to the machine, it's down 50%. And notice how the gold is more. Last time, it was half this amount. That's kind of how the progressive amount goes when you are enhancing characters. And then after I enhance and then bless this character, I will be able to level him to 75. Key thing to note when it comes to leveling characters and why leveling characters is so important, because this game, as you'll notice, does a really good job of you're going to need a whole bunch of characters. Notice how all these characters here I really want to level in this game. Like even a lot of these characters I don't really use that much. I just use their power in the game, but they're all pretty leveled up. Because in the journal here, there's a thing, like for example, you go to a character, you click this button here, there's a hero growth reward associated with every character. And when you get a character, for example, like let's say I take this rare, I take Buck, for example, random character, not a good character at all, but you're still going to get benefits if you level them up. For challenges, you're going to need them for challenges. And then also when you level them up to level 60, you get 20 zest. When you level him up to 75, you're going to get 50 zest. And then also when you get him to 90, which, most people are probably not going to do, this would be for your really good characters. You can get the Dragon Dynasty rewards, and then also you can get Star Fates, which is great for, but the main thing you're going to want is the 60 and 75. You're going to get 70 zest for that. And it kind of is a really nice way to snowball of you're getting more and more characters leveled, then you're getting refunded essentially zest for doing it. It's just a nice thing that they got going on there. Really important to maximize your, maximize the tomes you have to, increase your count more and more. And that's going to be mainly it for leveling up characters. And then there's a couple other things too. Let's talk about transcending is. And transcending is taking a character, and if you pull that identical character, you can transcend ideally you're going to want to transcend your better one, the one that you actually put resources in. You're going to take the new one and put it into the old one. And then that's going to increase the max level by 2. And then up to 5 times. You can do it 5 times. As you can see, Anastasia's maxed here. Notice how this one, this battery says you could transcend, whereas Anastasia says it doesn't even say it because she's at the max. And so that's how you're going to get characters up to the max level of 100 is you need to have a max blessed, like 6-star, and then also max transcended. Then you have the capability of taking her to a higher level. In my case, I can take her all the way up to 100, and that'd be the max level. So I think that pretty much covers this. This is kind of a basic way of talking about how to increase your characters. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Really wasn't expecting these tips to be such a long video, but a lot to talk about. I feel like there's so much more to talk about, especially for beginning players. So as always, if you have questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. I usually answer all of them. You can also join my Discord that's linked in the description, so you can chat with there. There's a whole we got a really good community going on the Discord. So there's a whole bunch of people willing to help out there. If you guys found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. Really helps out the channel. And with that, you guys have a good one. Peace.